Hey guys, happy quarantine. I thought today would be a nice opportunity for us to do a stretch for our hip flexors. Right now we're all at home, and whether we're working all day at a desk or sitting on the couch all day out of work, we're not moving as much. So this is a nice opportunity for us to stretch out our hip flexors. When we sit all day, the hip joints start to shorten and get stiff, and then our low back muscles have to overcompensate for our limited flexibility in our front side of our body. So today we're gonna do a nice hip opener, some deep stretches. So if you wanna get started in child's pose, come to the back of your mat. Bring your knees out wide. Option to bring the big toes to touch, and then crawl your fingertips forward, resting your forehead on the earth. Begin by taking a few deep breaths, full breaths in, deep breaths out. Notice how the breath feels as it draws in and out of the body. Begin to follow the breath as it moves through the body. Don't anticipate it, let it guide the way. Keep your attention glued to the breath. Follow it from the first moment it enters the body till it fully releases. As you breathe in, silently think the words breathing in. And as you exhale, silently think breathing out. Noticing the breath as it enters and leaves the body helps anchor the mind. Take another round of breath here. And as you inhale, slowly start to rise up to a neutral tabletop. Spread your fingers really wide. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips stacked over your knees. Gaze is down so you have a nice long spine. As you inhale, drop your belly down. Gaze comes up for a cow pose. Exhale, push the ground away for a cat pose. Since we're working on our hips here, bring your attention to your pelvis, your frontal hip points. As you inhale, think about tilting the tailbone up towards the sky, and as you exhale, think about tucking the tailbone under. Move in and out with your breath. Maybe if you're working all day at a desk and typing, turn your fingers back towards you so they're facing your knees, and move in and out of your cat and cow for a nice wrist and forearm stretch. On your next inhale, come back to your neutral tabletop, and as you exhale, crawl your right fingertips over to the left for a nice side body stretch. Relax your head and neck down, push the ground away with your left hand. Think about pulling your bottom right hip towards the back right corner of the mat. Feel that nice stretch in the right side body from the ribs to the hips. Get really long here. On your next exhale, come back through center, neutral tabletop. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, crawl the left hand over to the right, side body stretch on the left side. Relax the head and neck down. Release any tension you're holding. Push the ground away with the right hand. Now pull that bottom left hip towards the back left corner of the mat for a nice side body stretch. On your next inhale, come back to center, neutral tabletop, spread the fingers wide. As you exhale, flip the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog, pedal at the feet. Spread your fingers super wide here. Push through the first finger and the thumb. Push through your finger pads to take weight off the wrists. Send your tailbone up towards the sky, belly back towards the thighs. Pedal out the feet. Maybe shake your head yes, shake your head no. Do whatever feels good here. But try to think more about lengthening in the spine than trying to lengthen in the legs and landing the heels on the earth. Return to your breath. Pushing the ground away evenly with both hands. As you inhale, slowly lift the right leg high for three-legged dog. Internally rotate the right thigh to face down. And then you can either stay here, stack your right hip on top of your left. Maybe draw some circles with that lifted knee. Notice that nice stretch in the front of the right hip flexor. Claw the fingertips into the mat, and then on your next inhale, come back to your three-legged dog. As you exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, re-extend, slow, slow, slow. Take the whole inhale. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Dome through the back, then cat pose. One more time. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Stay here, inhale. As you exhale, plant your foot down for a low lunge. Lower your back left knee down, unflip your toes. As you inhale, arms come forward and up for a modified crescent. Make sure the hips are squared, so keep pulling this right hip back, squeeze your buns. Now you can either keep the shoulders stacked over the hips, or if you want a little bit more intensity in the stretch, you can send the chest forward. Feel the front of this left thigh, get closer to the earth, get into a deeper stretch. Just do whatever feels good here. Shift the hips back and forward. Listen to your breath and breathe. On your next exhale, plant your palms down on the inside of the right foot. Slide that back left leg down as much as you feel comfortable, and then maybe toe heel the right foot to the top corner of the mat for runner's lunge. Relax your head and neck down a lot. Release any tension in the neck. If you're feeling any compression in the front of the right hip, you can always come onto the pinky toe side of the foot. Option for wing dragon. If you want to very carefully push the right thigh, not the knee, away, or you can kick the back left foot up, grabbing for the left foot for a really deep stretch in the back left leg. Whatever feels good. Option, just stay in that runner's lunge. Focus on your breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly make your way out, coming into a low lunge. Frame your right foot, pick up your back left leg. Take the whole inhale to re-extend the right leg high. Use your leg and your core strength. Three-legged dog, square off the hips, point the pinky toe down. Push the left heel into the earth. Lift that right heel up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Reconnect to your breath. And as you inhale, slowly, left leg comes high for three-legged dog. Dorsiflex the foot, you could stamp it on the back wall. Internally rotate the left thigh to face down. Now you can either stay here or stack the left hip on top of the right. Feel that nice stretch in the left hip flexor. Make sure your left shoulder isn't lifting up. Keep pointing it down and push the ground away evenly with both hands. Whatever feels good. Listen to your breath. On your next inhale, make your way back to your three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, dome through the back. Inhale, slowly, slow, re-extend, square off the hips. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more time. Inhale, slowly, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Stay here, inhale. As you exhale, try to plant the foot, heel first for a low lunge. Lower the back right knee down, unflip the toes, and as you inhale, arms come forward and up, modified crescent. Once again, think about squaring off the hips, pull this left hip forward. Then you can either keep the chest lifted over the hips, or for more intensity, send the chest forward. Breathe. Then do whatever feels good here. Shift back and forth. Feel this nice stretch in the front of the right thigh, the hip flexor, and breathe. On your next exhale, plant the palms on the inside of the right foot for runner's lunge. Slide that back right leg down as much as you feel comfortable. Then we step the left foot a couple inches out to the left. You can either stay here, relaxing the head and neck down. Maybe lower down onto your elbows if you have blocks or blankets. Or for a deeper stretch, option to keep the right hand planted, push away the left thigh, not the knee, or you can grab for the back right foot for a really deep stretch in the front of the right hip flexor. On your next inhale, slowly make your way back up to a low lunge. Frame your left foot, step your back right leg up. As you inhale slowly, left leg comes high, three-legged dog. Push that right heel into the mat, lift up with that left heel. Exhale, downward facing dog, pedal out the feet. Inhale, look forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, step or float to a forward fold. Feet come behind the wrists, hips width distance, maybe a little bit wider. Maybe grab for opposite elbows for ragdoll. And you want to get belly to thigh connection here. The purpose of forward folds are hip flexion. The more you bend your knees, the more your hips are going to go into flexion. Maybe shake your head yes, shake your head no. On your next exhale, release your hands to the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Think about really flattening out the back here. Send your tailbone back and engage your belly so you feel this nice stretch in the back line of the legs. Exhale, fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull your shoulder blades together behind you. Gaze is down, nice long spine. Exhale, release, forward fold. Root down through your feet as you inhale, arms come out and up. Extended mountain, squeeze the buns, pull the shoulder blades together. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Reconnect to your breath. Deep breaths in, full breaths out. Maybe set an intention for your practice. As you inhale, fill up with your intention. As you exhale, let it go out in the space around you. Feel the breath. As you inhale, blink your eyes open. Reach your arms out and up, extended mountain pose. Pull your shoulder blades together. Relax the shoulders down. As you exhale, hands come to the low back, fingers pointing down, elbows in close. As you inhale, lift up in the chest. As you exhale, push the hips forward, relax the head back. Squeeze the buns. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, push the hips forward, let the head fall back. As you inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, slide your hands down your legs, come down with a flat back forward fold. Maybe grab onto your heels, relax the head and neck down. Inhale, halfway lift, reset your spine, pull your shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold, release. Moving through our sun A one more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to low back, fingers pointing down. Pull the elbows in close. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, push the hips forward, relax the head back. Squeeze the buns, inhale. Exhale, push the hips forward. Inhale, lift up, chin to chest. Exhale, fall forward the flat back, slide the hands down the backs of the legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back for a high plank. Push the ground away evenly with both hands. Spread the fingers wide, dig the finger pads into the mat. Squeeze your buns, engage your core. Bring the heels above the toes. Focus on your breath. Feel the breath come in and feel the breath leave. As you exhale, ride the exhale down onto your belly. Unflip the toes. Bending at the knees, preparing for bow pose. Grab for the tops of the feet. Keep the knees at hips width distance here. Now take a deep inhale. As you exhale, empty out your belly. Release. Then inhale, kick your feet into your hands. Squeeze your buns, lift the chest. Gaze is down and breathe. Focus on the breath. Long, loud inhales and long, loud exhales. On your next exhale, slowly lower down, bring your forehead to the mat. Keep your feet pointing towards the sky. Bring the palms on your shoulders to push up to a neutral tabletop. Exhale, come back to sitting onto your heels for a hero's pose. You can either plant the palms on the thighs or bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart to reconnect to the breath. Option to just stay here and continue to breathe, or for a pretty deep stretch in the hip flexors, you can bring the bum down to the earth, bring the feet out, and then slowly start to walk your hands back to wherever you feel resistance, maybe lower down to the elbows, maybe come down all the way. This is a back bend, so you're gonna have a pretty deep arch in the low back, but wherever you are, think about squeezing the knees towards each other and just breathe. If you're on your back, make your way up to a seat. And then extending the left leg long, bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Option to grab for a block if you want to sit up, so that way your hips are above the knee. And then you can either walk your fingertips forward towards your left foot As you inhale, lift the chest up, reach with the chest, exhale, fall forward with a flat back. Or with your right hand, you can grab for the pinky toe side of the left foot. Inhale, create a flat back. Exhale, lower down. As you inhale, slowly walk your hands back up. Head and neck come up last. And then keep your right leg where it is as you send the left leg back, preparing for a pigeon pose. So take a few moments to get it set up here. Bring your hands to your hips, gaze back to make sure your left heel is directly behind the hip. Square off the hips, pull this right hip back, left hip forward, and then try stacking your right toes on top of each other. So karate chop the pinky toe of the right foot into the ground, big toe on top. As you inhale, lift the chest up. You can always just stay here, or you can walk your hands forward, coming into a sleeping swan. If this pose is not accessible to you, you can always come onto your back. Plant your left foot down, bring the right leg over the left for figure four on your back. You can either stay here pushing the right thigh, not the knee away, or you can interlace your hands behind the back of the left thigh. Flex your right toes, you can relax the left foot down. Just stay here and breathe. On your next inhale, slowly make your way back out. Swing over onto your right hip, sending the left leg forward, and just simply switching out sides. So bring the right leg to straight, bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. You can sit up on a block if you'd like. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. And then you can either crawl your fingertips forward towards your right foot. As you inhale, create a nice flat back, pull the shoulders away from the ears, exhale, fall forward. Or with your left hand, you can grab for the pinky toe side of the right foot. Create a nice flat back, and as you exhale, fall forward. Relax your chest down. As you inhale, think about the space in your back filling up with breath. As you exhale, soften the chest towards the earth. Let everything get soft. On your next inhale, slowly make your way back out. Head and neck arrive last, lifting up. Keeping the left leg where it is, send the right leg back for pigeon, or you can always take it on your back, whatever feels good here. Make sure the right hip is directly above the heel. Walk the hands to the hips and pull the right hip point forward so they're nice and square, and then stack your toes on top of each other. Stack the pinky toe on the bottom, big toe on top, and then slowly lower down into your sleeping swan. Once again, you can always take this on your back. If you want to come to laying on your back, plant the right foot down, left leg on top. You can either push the left thigh away, or you can interlace your hands behind the back of the right thigh. As you inhale, soften your shoulders into the earth. As you exhale, untuck your tailbone. It's the same thing as pigeon, we're just not pushing so much pressure down onto your hips. And then on your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Keep the left leg where it is. Just have the right foot meet the left, coming into butterfly. Sit up nice and tall, soles of the feet to touch. Now you can either have the heels in pretty close to the groin, or if you're not able to sit up nice and tall, push the feet away more into a diamond shape. Maybe sit up on a block, grabbing onto your feet. As you inhale, create a really flat back, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, fall forward with a flat back, leading with the heart. Reconnect to your breath. As you breathe in, silently think the words breathing in. As you exhale, silently think the words breathing out. And then on your next inhale, bring the chin to the chest and slowly roll back up, coming to a seat. Scoot to the top of the mat. Feet are planted at hips width distance. Reach the arms forward as you inhale, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, lower down onto your back, slow and controlled. Use your core. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of the feet to touch, knees out wide. Now, if your hips are still feeling pretty tight, you can always bring pillows or blocks underneath the thighs for support. Maybe bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, and just reconnect to the breath. Not forcing the knees down. The knees will automatically just open on their own with your breath. And then you're welcome to stay here, or you can grab for the knees and slowly bring them to touch like a book. Curl up into a yogi ball. Bring your knees to the chest. Bring your arms around the backs of your legs, grabbing for opposite elbows or just arms, wherever you can grab. On every inhale, fill up the belly, push the belly into the thighs. And as you exhale, pull the belly button into the low back, pull the knees up and in. Feel that nice stretch in the front of the hip points. Notice how you feel. Bring awareness into the body. And then when you're ready, bring your forehead up to your knees. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Take a deep cleansing inhale. Fill all the way up. Open mouth Shavasana. Bring your arms and legs out wide. Blink your eyes closed and return your breath back to a natural rhythm. When you're ready, invite some movement into the body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. You roll out the wrists and the ankles. Reach the arms up and overhead for a full body stretch. And then roll onto your favorite side. Hug your knees into your chest. Use your bicep as a pillow. Keeping your eyes closed, make your way up to a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your palms to your heart center. Push your thumbs into your heart space. Reconnect to your breath. Feel the breath come in and feel the breath leave. Closing out our practice with one unified breath. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Bring your palms to your third eye, your center of intuition. It was an honor to guide you through your practice. I bow forward to you in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone is staying healthy, happy, and sane during this quarantine. Have a great day.